today. This is tips that you need to know if you're a beginner. So the most common mistake I see people make when they're doing running is they hit down really hard and just go flying, and that doesn't work, right? You can't do that. You have to sort of pull yourself along the floor. So I've got two different types of running that you can do. So the first one is called funny running, and it's the easiest to do, and it's honestly what I do when I'm under pressure, when I'm like scared and don't know what to do. When I'm being chased, I just funny run. So basically, you put your two hands on the floor, you put one behind the other, and then you do that, and then you just keep like sort of spinning your arms in place, like this, except like to one side. So you push, and then put your other hand forwards, push, put your other hand forwards, push, 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 and you're just doing circles with your hands like this. So it'll look like this when you're doing it, and it goes pretty fast. You can't really see what your hands are doing, and if your controllers aren't great, they'll really bug out. But you just gotta woo and just fly along the floor. So that's how you funny run. And the second type of running, which is a bit harder to learn, but if you can do it well, then it's way better than funny running. So basically for this one, you put your hand on the floor and pull back, like this. Like you're swimming, but without this bit. You just go, pull, 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 pull. And that works pretty well if you do it well. I'm not great at this one, but I can try. So it'll look like this, where you just pull back, or you put your hand forward, pull back, and if you do it well, you can move really fast. You want to go, because the tip for moving very fast, you want to you want to go, and you want to keep as low to the ground as possible. If you're going all the way up here, you're doing it wrong. You have to stay as low to the ground as you can. For example, with funny running, I barely leave the ground at any point in time. The only time I do is if my controller bugs out and just hits the ground really hard. But I barely ever leave the ground when funny running. And you should also never leave the ground while doing this. You should stay as close to the ground as you can. Now you might accidentally hit down once, that's fine. As long as you normally are near the ground, then it should work. I don't know if this helps, but in case you don't understand it, here it is in third person. From the front probably makes it easier. So this is funny running in third person. So it should look something like this. Sorry if the camera's moving a lot. It's hard to keep my head still. And then the other running, where you keep on the ground like this. This is what it looks like in third person. I don't know if this makes it easier to understand, but this is what you should be doing. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's how you do running. On to the next thing. The next category, branching, is one of those things that's very hard to learn. It takes quite a while, it takes a lot of practice, which is why when I first started playing to learn it, every time I exited stump, I would instantly just run over here, jump onto this branch, and just jump around some branches to try and learn branching. And that would really help me, since every single time I joined Gorilla Tag, I had to do that. And if I did it every single time, I eventually learned, and I slowly got better and better, until now I can do okay branching. And I also just want to make sure you all know, these are tips from a medium player. I am in no way a professional. I'm in no way, like, super good at this game. I'm just okay. I just make content of it, and it works. But I'm not actually that good. But I don't really know what tips you can give for branching other than practice, practice, practice. And the best thing to do, rather than just blindly jumping from branch to branch, which is quite hard to do because you have to find every branch and make sure you jump. What the heck? Make sure you jump to them properly and whatnot. So what I like to do is come up with a little route, a little route to follow. So be like, alright, so every time I'll come up here when I'm being chased, and then jump from this, down here, I totally meant to do that, up here, then I'll jump up here, and then I said I'll jump up here, and then down here, and then over here, and then I'll wall run over to here. You probably can't wall run if you're a noob. If you're watching this and you can wall run, then you're probably not a beginner. You'll just jump over to this branch, and then over to this one, and then over to this one, and then over here. And eventually you'll practice it enough to be able to just blindly run around going from branch to branch. But that takes a lot of practice. I've been playing this game for over a year, which isn't super long, but it's long enough for me to have learned branching, so it's good enough. Woo! And that is going to take a long time to learn. You're not just going to get on a branch and be like, yep, I can do this, do-do-do, and be able to just jump around, do-do-do. It takes a lot of practice. Like, I can not express enough how much practice this is going to take. You're not going to get it quickly. It's going to take a lot of playing this game. But eventually you'll get it and your hard work will pay off. On to the next category. Juking. Okay, so for juking, you can only really juke once you've learned, once you've learned how to run, once you've learned how to once you become decent at Gorilla Tag. But once you've done that, to juke, the main thing, you have to learn how Gorilla Tag works. So I've got a pole here. Don't know if you can see it, it's very dark. But there's a pole. This is the pole. You know, the pole. And basically, how Gorilla Tag works, this part of your arm can go through stuff. The only part that actually hits things is your whole body. I think maybe your head, I think your head. And the palm of your hand, like your fingers can go into stuff, but only once it reaches your palm. So if you cut off all the fingers, what's left is, like, this palm bit is the only bit that actually touches stuff. The rest can go through things. So if you've ever tried to do, like, branch, and you've landed on one and your arm's just gone straight through it, that's why. But this is the main thing of juking. For example, with this one, if I set up my camera here, a big juke you can do that's very simple, that works quite effectively, is you can grab onto this pole and you can swing around it because your arms can just go straight through it. So you can grab on and then you can just turn around in real life and swing off it. So if someone was chasing me from over there, I can run up to this pole, grab on, and then swing round into a completely different direction. And they'll have no idea where I've gone. If I go swing round, they won't know where I've gone. And you can learn how to do this quite easily. You can also do it by grabbing on and then spinning with your, right joystick. Right joystick? Yeah, right joystick. You can then spin on the pole. Oh, I messed that up. Spin on the pole. So you can spin and then just sort of yeet yourself off. Spin, and then hit. I find it a lot harder to spin in game. I find it a lot easier to spin, grab the pole, and then spin in real life. But if you have limited space, turn down your turn speed, and then go wee and fling yourself off. So that's one juke of many. But I think that's quite a basic juke to start off with. And now, if you've ever watched Gorilla Tag content, you've probably seen the J-Man Curly slide juke, where basically you run up to the slide, use the arm that can go through stuff, get onto the slide, and then swing round it. And that's how you do that juke. So if you see, what I do, I jump up to it, and then I put my arm through it. So my hand is over here, and my arm's down here. And then I put my arm like as near to the edge as I can without going over the edge. And then I swing round. So that's how you do that. And if you see it fast, it'll look like that from my perspective. So this is what it looks like for me. That kind of thing. And this is what it looks like in third person, like as if you're chasing me. That was not a very good one. Let me try that again. I'm not super good at this, but I can do it. So that was a great one. So you jump in, swing round. There we go. I'm getting the hang of this. The more I do it. Whee! There you go. Yeah, and that's how it's done. That's how you do that. On to the next one. For the fourth tip, I'm here in City, and this is not really a gameplay tip, and it's a very fast one, but it's the most important tip of them all. Don't buy this friggin' hat. For the final tip, and in my opinion the one that will help you the most if you can master it, but it's very hard to master, is walls. So I'm up here on Stump. So I climbed up onto Stump, onto this, and I think this is the best place to learn. So you come on here, and then this is a little preview of what it should look like when you're done. So you just hit off the wall, you just hit up, and the best way to practice, in my opinion, is to go from there and round to here. But that's once you can do it. So the best place to just practice when you don't know what you're doing is on this sign, right? So you need to come on sign, and this is the best place to just try and stay on here for as long as you can. The longer you can do it, the better you'll be at wall running, everything to do with walls. So doing stuff like this is quite easy, and you'll be able to get this on your own quite quickly. But for a quick tip on this, on double wall, put your hand against it flat, and don't just hit across, so otherwise you'll be stuck. Drag your hand straight down and across, so diagonally downwards. Like this. So my right hand goes diagonally downwards right, and my left hand goes diagonally downwards left. And it lets you get the most height, rather than just being stuck like this. Just infinitely going across. Also, don't go and just hit the wall barely, because unless you're really good, you won't be climbing the wall. You have to really hit the wall with all your force to really get up. So that's the basics of double wall. Those are my few tips. But once you can do double wall, you can then come over to just any wall in the map, pretty much. In my opinion, I'd recommend the one by this lamp down here in this little crevicey bit. Right here, you just hit off here, up here, then to here, then to here. So you basically do double walls, but in a small corner. And it's very similar to double walls. It just feels slightly different, and you got to do it slightly better. So what you're going to do for this, you're going to put your hand on the wall and then just hit. So you're going to go right here and then just hit. And then you do the same thing with the other hand. So it'll look a bit like this. Hit, 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 hit. Now you just have to apply the double wall of going diagonally upwards to travel upwards. Or diagonally downwards to travel upwards. So that's how you do the very simple thing in walls, which is just hitting from side to side. Now, to do the actual wall running, you have to get your hand like this, and you can see it goes into the wall a bit. So then you pull down like that. So you're going to get your hand in the wall and just pull down. So it should pull down. I don't really know how to do it from a standing start. But you're going to jump, you're going to hit down, and you're just going to keep practicing that. You just hit downwards. So basically, you just gotta grab your hand, and I think the easiest place is to go to the back bits, and just grab it, put it like this, and just push down. But do it like this sort of angle, so you can push down and upwards at the same time. So like up and down. So you can go up and across. Not up and down. Why did I say that? So you can go up and across. And then you can use that to get into a branch to then start branching. That's what I like to do. But walls, like branching, it's going to take a lot of practice. Took me ages to learn, and it's going to take you ages. There's no simple way of putting it. You're not going to get it quickly. Personally, I just went up where I was a bit before, up by stump, and just went round there over and over again until I could do it. But the other thing you can do is just going on this and just practicing by hitting up and down here. Like this. I'm not very good at doing it on here. It's a very slanted surface, so it's quite hard to do compared to walls. Well, not hard, but it's like different, but similar. But like different, but like similar. And yeah, that's about all there is. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I don't know what to say. No one ever really watches my full videos, so thank you if you're one of the few that do. And as you may or may not know, I'm in a subscriber race currently with GOVR. So don't subscribe to him, sub to me. First to 200 wins, loser has to post whatever the winner wants, and I cannot post what he wants. So please subscribe. I am begging you.